Broken silence.
Broken silence.
Broken silence.
Broken silence.
Broken silence.
Yo, everyone. Welcome to Kwam Yasharala TV, the Broken Silence segment. Now, we've got a real insightful discussion on artist and entrepreneur Akon, who was a guest on the Noriega Drink Champ show. Now, in this interview that he had with Noriega, he's speaking about investing in Africa, letting us know as Black people that this is the continent where we can go and build a nation and build an empire, getting together as a nation and making this happen. And even forgetting what the Western world portray Africa to be, but that we can go out there and actually nation build and be real successful. Now, there's many valuable points that was brought up by Akon. So check this out. Let us know your thoughts. Welcome to Broken Silence.
If you are in a position in life where you feel like you don't own your own content, you don't own anything, and they should be investing in us, this is the opportunity now to be able to own that in which we're complaining about. Because in Africa, it's a clean slate. You can build that empire there. You can build that infrastructure there. It just, and you already got the information. You're already educated on how to do it, because we've done it here and made billions of dollars for corporations all day. Africa is the only place in the world where Black people can go and build Fortune 500 companies from scratch within 5 years. China took that same, mind state 25 years ago. China was no different from Africa 25 years ago. Go to China now. Look at Dubai, the Middle East. They just started 15 years ago. Go back to Africa. Okay. Whatever you're doing here, do it there. So we literally got a pot of gold and nobody even going for it. I think the key is, first of all, you got to release the fear, because a lot of, African Americans are afraid to go to Africa. They tell you, well, you go to Africa, you got to take, shots, and you got to take like 5 or 6 different, types of shots to save you from this, save you from that. I mean, the hope, because they know the value of Black people going back home. Can you just imagine if African Americans in America decided, you know what, man, fuck America, we going back home, and then all the value that we bring here, we took over there, America wouldn't exist no more. Just imagine, man, all the major ball players left, started their own team back. All the major recording artists left, started their own labels. Just imagine, just those 2 sectors taking, you have no idea, like, we don't even know how much value we even have. We have no idea. Just imagine if we just woke up one day, because collectively we got enough to do it. We don't have to buy or borrow anything from nobody. We can do it ourselves if we just came together to do it. What's the average cost of an acre in New York City? Just think, you can't. But if you could buy it, you're gonna spend at least 5-6 million, easy. So now imagine you had that 6 million in Africa. You know how many acres you can buy for 6 million in Africa? You can buy 1,000 acres with $6 million.
I think people have a concept of 1 acre.
You know how many points was brought up? Firstly, Africa is the biggest continent because through colony, they've just cut it down. So it's not shown on the map how it's supposed to look. Africa originally is the biggest continent, so let's just squash that from now. Asia is not the biggest continent. But there's so many points that they've made, I don't even know where to begin.
One of the first things that you said about the fear, releasing the fear, I mean that's a key point, because a lot of our people feel like we can't do it by ourselves. We always have to have someone to help us to do it. So like for instance, these recording artists, these celebrities, whatever, they always feel that they have to get a record deal to make it. Why can't you just do something independent and push it yourself? So when he said about we can do it, it's been done. Like for instance, look at Nollywood. We know how to do this. We've been doing it. Nollywood is a key thing, and I don't believe that Nollywood is third. I believe it's not third. I don't watch no Bollywood, and I know better than watch Nollywood. So that's just an example of what we can do. But that's the thing that what I said before. They feel like you need to have some, because look at how they've sold out now, and the content is changing. It's becoming more Western. They didn't need America or no one to help them with Nollywood. They felt like they do, and I think that's what a lot of us have. We feel like we need a handout or someone to help us to get to that place, that fake dream.
Well, that's the whole Willie Lynch syndrome, though, isn't it? That a lot of our
that's what I'm thinking as well. In terms of us coming together, that's an issue in itself, though. Bearing within the curses and so on and so forth. So, but I understand what you're saying there. You made a lot of good points.
No, absolutely. But look at the misconception about going to Africa. Me and Taz spoke about this when I went to Jamaica. It's a whole misconception of going to a so-called Black country and saying, oh, you need this and you need X, Y, and Z. Or when you go out there, this and that's going to happen. Well, no, it's not. Because in every country, you're going to find this exact same thing, whether it's a ghetto, whether it's a posh area, whether, you understand, like, everything is the same. But our people do need to come together. But you see, the problem with our people is that they lack knowledge of themselves. That's what it boils down to.
You see, you know, just on the back end of that, one of the problems with our people, it's alright saying, you know, we could all do this in Africa and all that. But if you don't have one accord, a mindset, it's going to get worse, because if we all go down there with all our money and decide to do it, you're going to still have the same bad mind, you're going to still have the same grudge, you're going to still have the same one fighting again, oh yeah. Then it's a new develop. It's like I'm saying, Africa is like a clean sheet. So then you find a clean sheet starting with same old foolishness. Same old habits, the same old, you know what I mean? So that in itself, black people, I know like what you was talking about, need to have that union.
But that's where the laws and statutes and commandments come in, and following the laws, because that's underneath one thing. Do you get what I'm saying? If we all follow that, we have the same mindset going forward, and that's how we can build.
100%.
Anything else, it will just crumble.
It's true.
But see in Africa, saying that collectively was to come together and then try and build in Africa, you have to take into consideration how many other countries have capitalized on Africa now. China's
way
in
too
there.
many.
All these countries
Way
are in
too
there.
many. And China done taking over everything now. It's not even just Africa, like the Caribbean, it's crazy.
Everyone's in there now.
And watch this,
gold mine.
But the one thing you don't understand, that all of these people that been in Africa and taking a big chunk out of Africa, have you noticed one thing they have in common?
Togetherness.
One mindset.
You understand?
Yeah,
so
mindset.
that's what we don't have.
But you know, I think it needs to happen with ourselves. We need to kind of take back our own image that we put out there of ourselves. Because I feel like what contributes to a certain extent of us not trusting each other is the image that's out there, like the media portrayal of how we should be one another. Because you might say, like, since Kylie, she's got a business and she's telling me her business, and in my head I'm thinking, and I'm telling her, it's a good idea, but I have no intention of helping her. I don't actually believe in what she's doing, because I'm thinking she's going to make money. I'm thinking in my head, I need to make more money than her, come up with my own idea.
That's what I'm talking about.
And great at that. So I feel like we were to be in a position where we could kind of control the media portrayal of ourselves, and we start seeing a bit more of a positive or together united image of ourselves, that might help with some of the mindsets that some of our people have of coming together and joining together to make something great. And then you've got the sellouts.
To be fair,
More sellouts, mate.
Too many.
no, but you see, with you know, negative people like what you just said, what that does is start to make everyone strive for their own, because now, you know, Richie here has let me down because I like I say, sis here sell an idea, and I said, Rich, you know what, blah blah. Rich run and gone capitalize on the idea before I even get the chance to get the money. So while I'm in the bank, trying to sort out the loan and the finance to go and do what I told him, he already have the money. So instead I said, boy, Taz, you know what? You know, so you said,
and you see,
him already gone forward and done it.
And that's exactly, you just saying that is what you were saying earlier. That we feel like we have an idea that we can.
You have to hide it.
Not even just that. Like we feel like we have to now go to another nation to make it happen.
Exactly. That's
like why we can't get together and say, boom, let's all put money together and make it happen.
But the problem is, this is one thing. Coming together is one thing, but somebody go and pinch something.
Exactly.
Something gonna go missing.
9 out of 10 times.
You understand? Okay, we have 10 grand in the bank. Okay, alright. 3 grand gone missing. Now we have 7 people sitting around a table, everyone looking at each other. You understand? Everyone is innocent to them. But yet still, the bottom line, 3 grand is missing. Who done that? That is the problem. Dishonesty.
In the spirit of one-upmanship, I want to do better than you. know?
Exactly. That's the key
can't
thing.
run.
No one wants to bring nobody in. You might be making the business. You need someone to help you. You go to another nation to give you the resources or to start. No, go within your community and say, look, okay, let's all come together. We've got one franchise Caribbean shop there. Cool, we're going to put some money down. We're going to go build up another one in South London. Okay, cool. Now we made some money there. We're going to build up another one somewhere else.
But you see the problem? we lack patience.
Yeah, that's it. That's the key.
Because we can't see the bigger picture of running the business. We're too quick with money. We want it now.
We want it.
Rather than saying, all right, boom, in 5 years we're gonna start making money back, we'll break even. But everyone wants their money now, and that's another problem with us.
Still boiling down to that captivity mindset. You know, it's like they never have and trying to get. You never have a car, but now you get a little car. You're trying to have everything. So now you have a car. You know, Richie ain't got a car. He still have a bicycle. So now I feel like I'm better than him. So it's all a ranking.
Yes.
You understand? So this is where back to Willie Lynch again.
But you know, we need to promote that, because you know, when I think back to like the Black Wall Street and our people just coming out of slavery, you see how they used to live in those little community hubs, and this one needs to go work. Okay, cool, knocking on the door, give the to the children, then she comes back, goes to work. Like, how were they able to build that Black Wall Street? They all trusted and depended, and they were kind of reliant on each other to work together for it to work. Otherwise, they'll still be in that same mindset. So what I don't get is they had less then, and they built.
But the problem is they allow another nation to come in and disrupt the whole entire thing. Because remember, it's just like now, like people hear money. That's our people. It's money. So they're like, oh, you like leave them people, man. Like I can give you a million whatever dollars. You understand? Like you're like, oh, okay, yeah. If I get this money, I can do X, Y, and Z. Forgetting your people that you've like grown with, built this, you know what I mean, the whole community with. Your thing is, oh, I've got peas now, so let me get out of here and just do my own thing.
But even. And what you said earlier about Black Wall Street, I mean, that experience, not necessarily that situation in the sense of, you know, in the States, but in my upbringing, I remember experiencing, you know, I had to take my sister, youngest, to my grandmother. Mom gone to work. So it's always someone to take. It's like a network.
Exactly.
You understand? So in my lifetime, I've actually experienced that. Then when you go into the 90s, it started to come away. Now it become the internet age. The internet is what separates people. You understand? So people don't even come. If you notice, people don't even call your house phone no more.
Yeah.
When I say your house phone,
So
but the thing is, listen to this. People have the lines though. Yeah. The line is there. Listen, the line is there, you know. But the line is there, but there's no phone.
Yeah.
Because you plug the internet into it. So now it become what they call it, online calling. When they got them Skype thing. So people don't even take up a phone.
Everyone's disconnected at this point now, boy.
The things that we used to have to do in real time, the computer, the World Wide Web, as you understand what the web is, right? When you get caught in the net, what happened now? It divides you. Because where I used to go and check Richie, but Richie home, Richie's not home. Oh, his car is there now, his car is not there. Now what I do? I call him. I don't even go and see him. When's the last time I go and see him? I call him or send him a WhatsApp or whatever. So it's a whole lot of things we have to work on before we even think about Africa.
We need to get back to the basics.
It's like people talking about running to the wilderness, but yes, we ain't got no unity. How are you gonna survive in the wilderness? You understand? So a man might borrow something from you in the wilderness. Before you know it, big stones start flinging at the wilderness, people are fighting. No, because we still ain't got that discipline. You know what I mean? Boy, Richie, you shouldn't touch my stuff, and before you know, argument in the wilderness. So it's the same thing. So
and I understand. We gotta get together, like us, as a whole, as a body, as a family, as a way.
What he's saying, sorry, bro. That what he's saying will never work. You know why it never work? Because up to now, you mentioned the most sign that.
That's the key point.
You understand? You're trying to resolve something on your own. That means saying you're a rape guy.
Exactly.
You're telling the most.
How many different groups are there within the black community?
So you
so many. We can't get it together because there's too many groups.
But watch this. We can go with all the billions who want to go to Africa. The most they drop a confusion in that and say, yo, I want to try to do it without me. Bang! Put the devil in the middle of that. I know the devil is always ready. So what he's saying, okay, it sounds good to the unlearned, to the world, the people who don't believe in God and who don't believe in their money. But if you're going to do something without the Most High, it will never work.
Exactly. Then it goes down to the actual real issue. It's a spiritual problem.
Sell out. This way you get the Judas, you get the this, you get the that, because there's nothing there. The love is not there.
The black conscious community have got like for days they can tell you, yes, we used to be great, our people are rich with skills and talents, this, that and the other. It's the mindset, boom, boom, boom. If you're not someone who comes on the most high, where are you going? What can you achieve?
You need to get back to that Essien spirit though. See where your shoes are my shoes and your top's my top. Like we're all one, they all one. You know what I mean? You need to get back to something like that.
Well, the only way that could work is the law, statute, and commandment.
That's what we need to practice.
That's
actually living by it.
Love thy neighbor as
Yeah.
thyself. That's what you were talking about, and that the commandment explained that. So, Akon, fine, you have your ideas.
But he can say that because he has the financial backing to do that. And he was raised out there before he even got to America. So he has his knowledge of having to live out there forever. He's got that advantage over a lot of people. But more so because he does have the money. So he is a lone ranger in it anyway because he don't really need anybody in that sense. But if you really check it, probably the background of it, he's probably got another nation that's helping him anyway. But let's be real.
How did he get to where his status anyway?
Right there.
He had to sell out at some point.
100%.
When you listen to some of these people, right? Like I said, if you're a person who's unlearned, you buy into that because you were thinking, boy, okay, he have the money. Like you said, what has he gone through to get there?
Exactly. Could he just spin in philosophies?
Yeah, it sounds like a. It sounds like a.
It sounds nice.
It sounds like a West Side. It sounds like.
You know what I mean?
It sounds like a West Side story with a nice, lovely ending. Lovely ending because. Yeah, but that what you saying there. Me personally, from my where I'm standing right now in the world, I would not involve in that because you already know that the Most High is a jealous God, and for the moment he's not involved. He's gonna make confusion. He's gonna involve by turning everyone against everyone.
Absolutely.
Another Tower Babel. Everyone fighting against everyone. What do you think? Because there's no God in that, unless it's their own local gods.
But then the problem is our people don't want to hear that though. When you try and tell them anything concerning the Bible, they're not trying to hear it because they can't see themselves in it.
Right.
That's the problem. Why we have so many subgroups of black people out there.
What do you think we should do? I think we should educate Akon at a different level where the only way to unify people, spiritually you have to do it to start with, before you even go financially. Because by getting them on one accord, one mindset, teach them about the Most High God, then everybody will know in order to make this step, everyone have to be honest.
I was thinking about that this week, like trying to reach out to those that have a higher status. So reaching out to them because obviously they've got influence over a lot of people. But one thing I've found some people on my Instagram that they do try and reach out to some of these Christian artists that are well known. So what's his Ty Tribbett? Someone tried to reach out to Ty Tribbett and say, look, you're the chosen people. You've got to stop preaching this gospel that's not quite right. But they're so caught up in the clouds. It's like they're not really willing to hear the word. They think that what they're doing is so right and they're helping so many people with their music, which to an extent in the Christian community they feel that they are being helped with the music and stuff, but it's not the right doctrine. So I don't know, so it's going to take the spirit of the Most High to do something with these ones that are high up there, so use their influence to influence.
You see, some of these artists like you just mentioned, some of them have to give up too much. You see whoever put them up on wherever they are, they have to go back to them and say, well, you know what?
Are they willing to give it up though?
They ain't giving up that.
Because he's talking stuff, he could do stuff as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
If they were willing to give it up,
there we go.
Then they would accept the doctrine. You know, they're not willing to give it up. They're not trying to hear your doctrine.
Sometimes people just talk for likes. You know,
it sounds.
That's what it is. It's a good idea. Yeah, they're doing it for the likes.
If
you're doing it, all right. Let me show you. It's like, for me personally, a good role model for talking and making the walk is Bob Marley. Bob Marley did that for Zimbabwe. You understand? So when he was doing this whole, when Zimbabwe was getting the independence, they couldn't afford the whalers. You know what he did? He hired a plane, he hired the whole band, everyone, and keep you see that old independence thing, he paid for it. With his own money, Bob Marley.
And he love for the people.
Right,
Yeah.
so that's to show you when we see artists start doing that, then we can say, boy, wait, look like Akon serious. But it's pointless sitting in a nice studio in New York
They
talking.
get profit from it because it's like, oh, I'm giving you all this money. Like, what am I getting from it?
Yeah.
That's how they see it. Where Bob Marley was literally doing it for the love of
Right,
Bob,
so
you know what I mean?
that alone show you it's all about the work. Forget about your time. Do something. Make an example. Show us that you're ready. But if you ain't ready, you're gonna sit in the studio. It's just like a man orchestrate a war. He's sitting in the studio watching the big screen TV. Oh yeah, we could send an aircraft over there. He ain't in the battlefront, so he could say anything he want.
Yeah,
He's not in the war. You understand? So the same thing with them. They could say whatever they want. But until you come out of your pocket, take up your $10 million and decide to go to Africa and build some big business, and they will say, boy, I look like Akon serious. I have a 10 grand here, Akon, I'll try something with it. You know what I mean?
The problem is though with these artists is that if they're not independent, they can't just give out the money like that. That's the issue.
So what's the point of talking? They're confusing us. Yeah, they're confusing us. Because now I'm frustrated. You understand? No, I'm frustrated. Now he's telling me to go to Africa. I go to Africa, I get robbed, killed, whatever. No, what is he going to say? No, for real, because he's telling me something. I believe it. I'm a follower. So far as I'm a follower, innit? So for instance, I was in the world, I'm listening to this guy say, yeah, that's my artist. Okay, you know what? He said, let's go to Africa, let's do this. 10 of us decide to go down and set up some Caribbean shop. Next thing you know, we don't know nothing about the place. We follow Akon, they burn it down, rob it, whatever.
But you know what? Sometimes what annoys me with some of these artists is that they literally do sell you a dream. Because they're going to say, okay, you're going to build up Africa. Like say the powers of this earth are going to let you build up Africa. They're going to come down with their economic hitmen.
That's the problem.
Because
they don't get that. They don't have the understanding. Like you said, the powers of the world. It will never happen.
But the media, going back to what he said with the fearmongering, like the media's done a job on our people in terms of going back there. Because even when he said that, I was even thinking, wow, it's true. Like you're sitting down and you're seeing some Oxfam thing, you're seeing like skinny kids with their belly, and they're telling you vaccines this, vaccines that. Even when he's saying that, I'm thinking, wow, like even for him to say that, I had to break my mindset on that. You know what I mean? It's true, we don't need no vaccines to go.
Do you know what startled me one time is that I was teaching in a school in Essex, so majority white children, right? And then I was teaching, geography, and I was saying, look, some of the areas that are closest to the equator, and I was like, this, the hot countries. And I said, what hot countries do you know? So they were naming some countries, and when they started to name the African countries, they were like, miss, those are poor countries. I said, oh, well, how do you know those countries are poor? And it's like, yeah, because we see the adverts, the children with the big bellies and the flies on them.
Yeah, see?
So I'm like, wait, this is all with the flies.
Forgive me for laughing, but
you mind your white kids' perception of Africa.
No, but really and truly still. But even black kids think that too.
Yeah.
You know, because to be honest, when I was young and growing up, I think people from Africa.
My mum said the same thing.
I know.
Before she went to Nigeria, she had to say she thought they lived in like mud huts.
Yeah.
Like people swimming.
Because that's how they see.
Come to Juju.
So when you think so when you start to see some people start to live some life, you're thinking, boy, so come and tell me this. And this is what they do, as I said earlier. That plan what he's talking about will never happen. These people will make sure. Listen, most of the African leaders are corrupt anyway.
Yeah.
They said they buy the West. They buy the West.
That's right.
You understand? So it's like an inside man, really.
Yeah.
So you already decide who you want to be the leader for that country, and because we can control. You understand? Look at all these genocide madness that's going on there.
Yeah. And
people ain't gonna take their money up so easy. Even though, I mean, there's safe place in Africa, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But what I'm saying, I'm speaking from a biblical perspective. Because I understand that if you're trying to do something based on just us, without the Most High, He's gonna intervene and He's gonna put something crazy in the middle of that. And we all know that. So we know personally that ain't gonna work.
We need more education on Africa. A lot of our people think Africa's a country. They don't even know it's a country. That's how mad it is.
It's so true.
We need more education.
It's so true. I don't know, but at the end of the day, it boils down to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High pertaining to the Bible. That's what it boils down to. Because that's the only way we are going to get together and have one sound mind.
Most High is the glue.
That's what I'm saying. So,
everything he said, Most High is the glue to everything.
Right.
hey, listen.
Right.
You see, you know why I know the Most High is serious and the Most High cruel sometimes. You know? The Most High say, he make the wicked man for the day of evil. So if you feel you're going to come down there with $10 million, the Most High already have that sort out for you. So if you feel like you're going to go down there with a bag of money, him have a bag of rebel down there waiting to kill you and take your money.
Trust.
And you're going to think, oh, it's the devil. No. It's the Most High done that. Because he said, well, you're trying to get involved without him. You're trying to leave him out the equation. Just think about it like this, right? Where if you spend a lifetime protecting, growing some individual, and when they grow and they make it on their own, they turn away from you. How would you feel?
Yeah, man.
You see this. You see this person on the street, you know, desolate. You bring him home, clean him up, you know, send him to school wherever they grow up big now. They have a job, housewife, whatever, and all of a sudden they forget about it. How would you feel? That's how the Most I feel when they're trying to do all this.
But you see, this is the thing that goes back down to all the different groups of black people, whether you're Pan-African, Egyptologist, whether you know you're Hebrew Islam, whether you're Christian, Muslim, whatever. At the end of the day, if you don't understand why we got here in the first place, you're like, there's no point. Just stop talking, because you can't resolve nothing at all.
It's the disconnect.
You don't know. You're saying that we were great people, yeah, we were queens, kings, this, that. Okay, why are we here now?
Exactly.
Ask them that. They can't answer.
How we got to this stage.
So unless you know, that's it. You will never move forward.
My sister, last night I went to a funeral thing, and she said, oh, you know, I always see you on you know, Instagram and YouTube, and you know, I don't even know what you are. Why are you? I know you're not a Christian because I never really hear you embrace that. But I'm trying to figure out what you can you say now. Sometimes you say, oh, the Christians. So I said to her, that's a good question, because the reason why I say I'm going against Christianity, the Constantine part of it. You understand? But and do remember, when they say Christian wasn't even a good term, because the Romans was using it as an insult. When they say, oh, they're Christians, it was like what they were trying to say, oh, because they didn't like Christ, they was like, oh, they're just Christ people, you know. Oh, they're Christian, they're just followers. So it wasn't a good term to start with anyway. So she goes, so what are you? I said, I mean, we're religion. I said, no, it's not a religion. It's a blood covenant.
That line alone baffles.
Yeah,
it does.
What do you mean? How can you have some relation to the ancients? What do you mean? How? Why?
Exactly.
And I've always said to them, listen, we were the only people that the Most High himself was our king. Himself.
Yeah.
There was no other people who have the Almighty for their own personal king. We rejected that. So how we going to reject the Most High? Then you want to go to Africa, go carry your money down there and say you're going to build up. The Most High going to turn that to dust. You understand? And this is a problem with our people. They always think they want a way around the Most High. Oh, a group of us, we have money, let's go to Africa and build it. I mean, it will never work because the Most High will never allow that.
I mean, look at the situation with Uma Johnson. You've got all these people putting money into this so-called school. Where's the school now? Nowhere to be found.
Hold on, that's that Uma Johnson.
The Pan-African or whatever.
He was a sweet talker. He come like King Solomon. Sweet words. But when they start to realize, and this is what our people need to really check this. You see, it doesn't matter to me personally nowadays. I start to realize, I know it naturally. When someone, it doesn't matter how great the idea is. You see, if I'm not here in the whole time of you giving me that understanding and you don't mention the Most I want, I'm not interested in what you're telling me. Because I know that's going to come to naught. You understand? Because you feel like, okay, you're giving me this idea, you never say, boy, you know what? You know, praise God or praise the Most High for this or nothing. You the thing is you. So automatically, jealousy gonna come into it. You know who's jealousy? The Most High. He's gonna come into it and he's gonna
because our
tear
people
it.
all about themselves.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about the Most High, putting things to the Most High first.
Yeah.
This is why we can't resolve anything. Them lot in the so-called black conscious or unconscious community, they need to read the Bible. Because they're in it.
But some of them know the Bible. So some of them know, but they refuse to acknowledge its precedence over anything else. It's because they're too open for themselves and they just own way.
And it's true, like what elders say, that because it pinpoints or it shows or highlights their sins, they're like, no, I'm not.
They don't want to change.
They don't want to change.
Even that with that Pastor G. Craig.
Oh.
So obviously you heard that the Christian discussion where he was talking about Hebrew Israelites and what they stand for. But most of what he was spewing out was all foolishness, wrong,
rubbish.
But the thing is, like when on his YouTube channel, I just let me just comment because I commented and said like, a lot of what we've got on there is inaccurate. And then my husband put out something saying some scriptures on how come you have a Bible, and he just wrote some key scriptures. But it come like every time a Hebrew Israelite will come to say, no, what you're spewing out is inaccurate, he deletes everyone's comments. He was deleting the comments. Like, his comment was God.
They'll keep all the Christian comments there.
So that tells me,
but Hebrews like no.
Exactly. So that tells me that my man, you know it. What you are doing.
Yeah, a lot of people
you know what you're doing. This same pastor was a pastor who even showed me about the was it
Truth About Hand Hip Hop?
Yeah, the Truth About Hip Hop, which I watched like over 10 years ago.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah,
a lot of people watched it. So it's like you brought a lot of truth at that point. You would have thought by now that you're a so-called scholar in the Bible that you would know who you are.
You have to realize these people are paid.
Yeah,
some of them are puppets. They're just there.
501.
Yeah, they're paid. So of course, you know the schoolmaster gonna tell you, say, listen, go and do your work. This is what you're paid to do.
Like
so go, they call them hirelings.
I see with them, sometimes they have an adverse effect because people are going to actually look into what they're talking about.
It's true. Right.
So it's like,
so it's going to prick someone's ear.
If anything, just be quiet about it. Don't say nothing.
So you don't know.
Yeah.
It's true.
And the man brought up, he brought up his Hebrew Israelites from 1886. Like he purposely chose the worst example of
course.
Look at how many. And I would have thought he would have mentioned that one of the other camps that were just in the news recently. Why would you not put them up? Everyone saw that there was mainstream news. Why not talk about them?
Because they will be on his page. They will be on his page.
Yeah, it'll be a problem. It'll be a problem.
It's so sad because they're willing to see a nation of people, generations, wiped out on the floor in utter poverty rather than to speak the truth. Look at the greed of these people.
Yes, that's all that matters. So exactly, come back to the point that to show you, say, why it wouldn't work in Africa. Because greed. If you cannot get the people to get one accord and the one understanding, if you don't get the most involved, it will never work. Because one man will go down there and whoever keeping the basket for the money, everyone watching him. You understand? You can't sleep because, boy, you know what? The boy have the money back in it. You see the name. So once you don't have trust, what kind of empire is that?
See, that's what we have to be now at the forefront, forerunners for the Most High now. Because now we say, Akon, cool, but we're not thinking about building Africa. We're not thinking about, highlighting these things. We're going to operate in the laws, statutes, and commandments. We're going to publicize ourselves as a group.
Building ourselves.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We're going to be forerunners for this Bible right here. Boom. Now you look at our self-image, and if we're operating in love, this, that, and that, we will draw people in. And they can't come among us and do foolishness because they have to get.
And the Most High will present us.
Exactly. That's it.
So this is what I'm saying is people try and do this on their own, it will never happen. Never happen.
And that's always been our problem. We've always had an idea and we're just going to do it. That's it, tunnel vision, I'm going to do it myself. And it comes to nothing.
My ideas I had like early 20s, whatever, they never manifested. When I think back now, I know why they never, because I didn't have the most ideas. You understand?
Let me give you a testimony. See how I was thinking about, I wanted to start my own business, so I wanted to get into that sewing and clothing and stuff. I was praying to the Messiah, I said, Messiah, I need a sewing machine. I shared the idea with my sister. This is not right here. I shared the idea with my sister, I really want to like, and she's like, yeah, sure, I believe in your thing. She comes to my house the next day and she purchased me, she bought me the sewing machine. So when you put the Most High in your thing, and the Most High will give you what you need. What's the thing? I was like, wait, just like that, Most High, you come and I've been praying. You see, the If you've got the Most High in it, and He ordains the plan, and He's okay, He gives you the A-OK, then He's like, yeah, cool, I'll give you the resources. Come on, this is the Most High.
And it goes perfect.
Everything is in His hands.
People have to humble themselves because you get people like Uma Johnson's, who like he wants to build this black school or whatever. You've now got the whole of Facebook, whole of Twitter, whole of Instagram, whole of whoever giving money. I'm sure it got into the millions. I'm sure because
Who told you the Most High said they wanted black school?
Alright.
You see that, brother?
And he's against the Bible.
You know, that brother, I used to listen to him, you know. I think one time he said, oh, the Chinaman get the salvation now. The white man get the salvation now. Why the black man have to die and go to heaven and come back to get his salvation? So he said, any religion that you have to die to get salvation, I don't want to be a part of it. So I'm thinking, this brother really, he's brave. You know what? You know about even watching,
very brave.
Do you know, even watching the TV why he's saying that you could get killed? The most I do blanket killing. Some just watch it and say, you know what, why are you watching it? Bang! So as soon as I saw that, I just turned it off quick.
Yeah, for real.
No, the most I is jealous to the point he will kill you, the family, the dog, the cat, the rat.
Listen, that's why I'm scared to even listen to any other doctrine. I don't play around, you know.
Listen to what?
No, man,
I don't play with the Most High like that. No way.
But,
no way.
you know, these people just need the only solution for that. What you saying? Okay, fine, it sounds good on paper, but guess what?
Yeah, it does sound good on paper.
We're trying to, we're trying to it's like a recycle. It's like we're doing the same thing, perpetuate stuff that didn't work, and try and bring it back again. That ain't gonna work. Still doing the same thing. We don't learn.
I would like to ask Akon if he had the same idea if he was back in before he had all that. Would his idea, yes, we just need to go to Africa and
of course not.
Why was he there in America trying to get record deal anyway then if his idea was to do like Africa? Why did wait. Hold up. He went through that system anyway to get the money that he had. If he believed in it so much, why did he not in the beginning
say this is what we need to do in our
go into Africa himself and build it from there? Because that's what he's trying to tell everyone else to do. Go into Africa
and then he should be bringing away or showing an example to say this is what you do. I did it that way, but it's wrong. But this is how you
But remember,
do
he's got a different mindset in it because where he's been born in Africa, there's a complete different mindset to the mindset in America. So when he's gone over to America, he's seen all these black guys and they're not on the same wave as him. You know what I mean? He's thinking these people are just stupid. So I can see why he's done it, but at the same time, it's just useless. It's just wasted. It's wasted.
Well, that's the thing.
I think he just want more followers. He want more
that's what it brings though.
He just want all of these kind of stuff. That listen, it gets so bad now, right? These people also crave for power. Even Oprah Winfrey now I see on Facebook every day giving away stuff.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
That's what it brings.
You know what I mean?
Popularity.
Once you start to give away, that's when they start to bring more.
They want to be idolized.
Look at my knowledge. Yeah, I can help you out with this.
He builds his house and he gives people light. Which I think, it's good for him to bring people light. But if you're not bringing people light, it's in the word of the Most High. When they leave this earth, that's it. They're finished.
Yeah, man.
Another thing, it's funny though. They always come to us, like the poor people.
True.
Go to Oprah.
That's
Oh my goodness, thank you.
That's true.
Even the charities, they're knocking on our doors. I say, go away.
Your Akon really is only talking to rich people out here. Let's be real. You are only talking to rich people. Because us in the so-called slums or ghettos or whatever, where are we going? With the little money that we're making on a monthly or weekly basis. Like, what are we doing? We just about can pay the rent, council tax, this, that, and then to do what exactly?
Exactly.
So I should now go to Africa.
That's why
with my little money and then do what? I'll be back in like the next month.
That's I don't do it because I'm thinking, why don't you guys appeal to the government? Why appeal to us? We already have struggle. We already have struggle. They want to give more. Appeal to these people who already have it. The corporation, the big people.
But they always look at you weird when you say no.
Oh,
yeah.
Give. What they do, they put on these adverts. You know how much money to put the advert on the radio, on the TV? And they can afford to put advert on the TV to ask, oh, just give £2 a month. And it doesn't sound like much, but listen, if you ask all of them government officials, right, that's running all these big tell them to give £2 a month. You know how much money? You don't need to ask them for nothing.
It's true. It's true.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, Akon, fine, yada yada yada. You talk, so that's all slick talk. But people that's in the truth, we ain't gonna fall for that because we know. And some people in the truth might fall for that too because when they hear all of these things, okay, them put the Most High out of the picture straight away. Because you know it doesn't take much for our people to forget the Most High.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Money alone.
Yeah.
Like this is why I get why Christ said what he said. Like, there's no point in being rich. So what's the precept? Or what's he saying about like? There's no chance really of making it to the kingdom by being rich.
The rich man. It's harder for a rich man to make it. It's
so
easier for a camel to go through a needle.
Humility.
But the problem with our people, because we've been so hard done by for so many years, it's like their thing is, well, I just want to get rich and I want to get rich quick. Which is why people just end up selling their souls. They don't care. Like, they don't hear nothing in regards to them. They don't hear anything.
It's the have not in it. You grow up and never have it. So now you get a chance, so you do anything.
You do anything to get it.
And this is purposely done by the evil force because they know it's like holding an animal against its will for so long. Want to release the cage, we think go break free,
of course,
run wild,
of course.
You know what I mean? Because it's like freedom, you never experience it. You know?
Or you get the ones that will stand and look at the outside and still standing. They're trying to come at the cage, they're just looking at the freedom.
They're like,
and they still want to do the cage.
And they be like, they run back to the cage quick. They be like, you know what? It's like Moses and the Israelites, isn't it?
Exactly.
They said, boy, send us back to Egypt. Like, nah, we want to go back to that.
Because they're comfortable in their
Israel love too much
That's the problem.
hand down. They love too much hand down.
But they're stressing though, that's what I don't get. Because they're I can't stand this, I've got this bill to pay. But no, come to the Lord, set to the Most High, and He can take that burden off you. That's the thing.
Exactly.
No,
and so we know to conclude that you need to follow the Bible. Like literally, that's the way. That's
the whole conclusion. Yeah, there you go.
It's true.
That's
we're not going to get anything done.
That's the purpose of man. The purpose of man is not to move from place to place. Say, oh, we're going to build a city. That sound like Nimrod.
I think our people are done with those big ideas now, though. Like they were actually. When we hear it, it's it's the same old. It's the same old. You know what I mean? Those big ideas. Icons. It never fulfills itself.
But they got these icons that the soulless, they sell out them soul. Now trying to entrap you in that spin with that old big ideas.
And then they get the money.
Of course they get the money.
They get the money.
They bring it to Africa and drain it dry. Everybody have a big plan, but it ain't gonna work, man. It doesn't matter which place in the world we're gonna have a movement. If you don't have that discipline and that one accord, it won't work. If you don't have the Most High inside there, and then the fear of the Most High gonna keep us on that one accord.
That's right, of course.
You understand? Because a man till they say he ain't got no fear from man. You understand? So if a man don't have that love and respect for his brother and his sister, how is that gonna work? Because he's gonna get high-minded. Oh, you know what, I put this amount of money there, I don't have to listen to them.
Yeah.
What did you put? You only put 10 grand. I put 100 grand. So now he's going to measure up how much he put. You know, so it will always be that. Who put, if you even move to Africa, not everyone going to have that amount of money, the same amount. People will have different amount, innit? So the man with the most going to have the biggest top. Even though sometimes.
That's right. Definitely. Faith for man. If you don't have faith for the Most High, it's finished.
Yeah, what do you think? Listen,
man's hand's gonna be in the pot and all of that madness.
Man's pocket full. Stay there. While you're sleeping, in my full up in pocket.
And going back to some other land.
And that's how I was gonna say. I ain't up go back to America and say, yeah, with them. Stay in Africa, man. I got my money. So it's just a hustle, innit? Get to Africa, drain your pocket, and then run back to America. Imagine that. Yeah, but no, sir, that whole idea, it sounds good because, and another thing, when people come to me with this black power movement, I never ever can grasp the idea of black power. But at the same time, it's black power, but there's no God in that.
Again,
if you ain't got the most I involved in that, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And people come, and before they try to, like I said, they try to build this teamwork among us without God, same way. Everything they try to do without the Most High.
That's why the world's in this state.
We have the power now, though, anyway. We have the truth, we have the law, statutes, and commandments, and now it's time for us to make that move.
Right, and we come
according to what the Most High's will is,
That's it. Now we've got the forerunners for the truth.
Exactly.
Conclusion of the matter?
Oh, we've got the conclusion already.
Follow the laws, the Most High.
Yeah, follow the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what it boils down to.
If the Most High
I don't care what any so-called black conscious group wants to be spitting about whatever, or Christ this or whatever. That's their business. At the end of the day, the whole reason why we're in the position that we're in now is because our people, our ancestors, our forefathers, foremothers, went against the contract of the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we're in this position now. So unless you understand, go back to the laws that's in the Torah, which is the Old Testament that was given to Moses, you're going to be lost forever. Simple.
And I ain't interested.
What's your conclusion?
My conclusion is, this is the whole duty of a man: keep the commandments and bring back Jacob. That's it, Jacob.
Your conclusion. My conclusion totally is like, you know, it doesn't matter whether black, white, green, any farmer, nothing, the organization, whatever they're trying to do, if the Most High is not involved, I'm not involved. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear it. You know, that's my conclusion. So it doesn't matter how good that sound, the Most High, I don't hear one time, he mentioned the Most High. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a scrap paper. Richard.
Akon, man, you sound good, but I'm not coming.
Here you coming. Come on, Yasharala.
Come on, Yasharala.
Blessed.